Bossman Show. Another week, another show. I hope y'all enjoying the new BossmanRadioShow.com website. Thanks to the web designer himself, the one and only John Beckler, who put that together. Hope you're enjoying your Fox Sports News, your Audio Boom. You got the Audio Boom there, so you can get all the old shows, Audio Boom, the new segments. You hit the play button, you can hear them. If you don't listen to the whole hour, you can listen to the segments, so it's all good. So we got that going on the Bossman Show, people. We have a great show for you this week. We have Mark Godfrey, Cal State Northridge, Richard Barron, Maine. We got also Walter McCarty, Evansville, the Purple Ace, John. I want to go gamble, John. The Purple Ace. I want to go gamble. Like an ace card or something in the hole. Also, got a boss report for you, emails, and we may be joined by the man himself from Memphis, J.C. Smith. We never know. J.C.'s like a wild card, John. He may be here. He may not be here. We just kind of reserve him a spot in case he shows up but don't show up. Ain't that right, John?
If the call comes, man. That's all there is to it.
Okay, let's be real. If I show in Atlanta, we would book him every week with the idea that he may or may not call.
It's a 50-50 proposition with Mr. Smith. It's just the way it is.
Exactly. It's like, we'll book this spot for you with the idea that you may call or you may not call. But it's all good.
That's one of the things we love about him, right?
Exactly. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And also, John, tell the people about the website that you put together and your thoughts behind it and what's coming up with the website as you continue to develop this website, how it look on the mobile side of things, and what are we looking for going forward with the BossmanRadioShow.com?
Well, basically, we did recently, what you're seeing now is kind of a soft launch, and we tried to make everything more streamlined, clean, easier to interact with, easier to find, the week segments, easier to interact with the player, the audio player. We also added on some additional content through foxsportsnet.com, so you can hop on there and get scores and news and all that type of stuff right on the homepage. And we've also got, now with the soft launch, some feedback coming in from listeners who are using the site on a regular basis, and they're giving us some ideas of what we can and should do that would make things more appealing to them and to you, the listeners. So that's something that's kind of working in our favor. So we're going to implement some of those things as we go. We're going to add some additional tabs on there, ways to contact us, ways to listen to different types of the apps that JR is always dropping on you, ways to get into other types of media that we might have, video, images that JR might collect when he's out on the road, things of that nature. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming down the line with the website, and we're looking to have it up by the end of the month, right, man?
Yes, indeed. And you know what? It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I tell you what, John's doing a great job with that. And also, John, like I said, the apps. The apps is this. Audio Boom. I'm talking about Audio Boom is that main app right there. The main pressure point for us for the hour block of the show. So if you want the hour block, the full hours, hour 1, hour 2, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't want to put it all together because who can listen to 2 hours straight? You know what I'm saying? So I really give you an hour block a piece. So hour 1, I was going to give you a full 2-hour block, 3-hour block, 4-hour block, whatever you choose to put out there each week. Because we give you, Audio Boom gets the best of the Bossman Show, okay? We have 4 hours. Still got 4 hours. But we're giving you the best 1 or 2. Or 3 if we so choose to. Or 4 if it's all hours, we give you all 4. But I want you all to understand, so I want you to consume a certain way. So the website, BossmanRadioShow.com, is where you consume the single. If you want the full blast on a ride home or you're in the office, you got to, you work from home, you want to plug in, working out, that hour is there for you. The single segment is there for you as well. You can just, if you want to hear the Boss Report, you can go right to it there on the website. Also, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Castbox, Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, TuneIn Radio. We got a lot of apps out there for you guys. For us, you check out the Bossman Show. Radio Public as well. Can't get on Spotify. So all those major music apps, streaming apps, We're there. We're syndicated through all these different sites. So syndication's real, people. We have syndicated this show through these mobile apps for you, so you can get to it any place, anytime you want to go. John, it's very valuable to be into the show. It'll be on your iPad, your tablet, your phone, your desktop, or even your tower at home, John.
I use
have a tower.
Yeah, I use the mini players up on the top of the website because I like to hit it segment by segment. But sometimes, if I'm driving, JR, and I'm like, I got like 45 minutes to an hour, I'll just hit the audio boom and I can hit the whole hour and I don't have to mess with it. You know what I'm saying? And then I can like listen back to some of the nonsense that you and I talk about during the email segments.
Yes. I'm scared they might run off Dr. Vernette or Jay Monique. I'm scared about that.
No, well, hey, listen, man, we'll have to ease them into it. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to ease them on into it.
Think about this. We ran off the beautiful sister Tony. She never showed back up after.
Yeah, we did. Well, hey, listen, man. It's an acquired taste.
Travis Williams couldn't handle it. He was too godly for it. He couldn't handle it.
Then the original Boss Report guest was just
exactly. Yeah, that guy couldn't handle it. So, John Barber, emails. Holla. BossmanShow.com is holla. HOLL, like holla at you. I'm going to holla at you. So holla, HOLLA, at BossmanRadioshow.com. You can send us your emails. We wish they were more coherent, but we know it's you all. You're not going to give us anything coherent. We just know that about you people. Won't be coherent. We got three today. It's not even going to be nowhere near coherent. Also, check us out there. Also, John, the Twitter feed, Bossman Show, up to I think almost 13,000 followers. Almost 13,000 followers. I have almost 22,000 followers on Twitter. Instagram, Bossman Show got 10,000. JR got 5,000. What's up with that, people? Instagram, Flex, follow your boy. Facebook, like the page. It's all good. So, we got a lot of things going on in the Bossman Show. Good stuff, great content. We're trying to get you the best guests possible, but there are some PR people, SIDs, no names mentioned people, who like to be buttholes to John and myself. So don't think we're not trying, but we have good guests anyway. But still, we want to get you those bigger names. We try. It's not for us not trying. It's just for people, acting funny, not holding up any end of the deal, John. As John, just... Don't you like to laugh at these PR emails that we get back sometimes from these jokers?
Yeah. Listen, if your man can't come on the show or doesn't want to, just say so. It ain't gonna hurt our feelings. Don't come at us with some made up stuff like, "Oh, coach has got a bad bunion today. He's gonna have to deal with that. Not gonna be able to do the show." So just say, "Listen, man. We don't know you. We don't want to come on your show. That's cool." We'll move on to the next. It's all good.
I would accept it. That's actually a real response.
Right. It is all good. There are other people to talk to.
Yes. Because John in my phone is filled with coaches and different reporters we can call on a moment's notice. Okay? Like my man Tony T-Bone Williams. Anytime he's on the show. Just text away. So, folks, great show for you. Like I said, we got Dr. Vernette, Richard Barron, got Mark Godfrey, Walter McCarty, emails, Boss Report, maybe a visit from Mr. Smith. We don't know. He could be a Coles, John, or Donks, or Dennis Schroeder's hookah bar.
Could be a Dennis Schroeder's hookah emporium. Turning it into a strip club.
You never know Mr. Smith. So, stick and say, people, the Boss Man Show's off and running. We got a great show for you, JR and John, Boss Man Show, Boss Man Network. Let's get it.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Folks, we're back on the Jared the Bossman show. I'll be joined by the coach of the Maine Black Bears, Coach Richard Barron, on the show with us. Coach Barron, I know a dead period's coming up here real soon. I'll be happy about that, Coach. Get you a little break here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on with you. It's a beautiful day up here in Maine, and I'm driving home after watching some middle school softball, watching my girls play.
Oh, I hear that, because you got to love the way you better balance your family, watch your girls play in between taking this new job here, being the men's coach at Maine.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind the first couple months, but we feel like we made a lot of progress and got some good people to join the program, both as coaches and as players. And, being from here, we already kind of know that, what to expect. So we're excited.
Now, Coach, what does it mean to you, Coach, to be able to transition from being the women's coach for a good stretch there now to being the men's coach? How does it mean for the university started much of you to make you the men's coach now going forward after coaching the women's team for so long?
Well, I think it's really a blessing that I'm in a place where I was valued and appreciated enough that they wanted me to stay, and that it was a place that we wanted to stay as well. We felt good about as a family, and so. Very happy raising our kids here. My children were born in Princeton, New Jersey. When my wife and I coached there, we lived at Waco, Texas when I coached at Baylor, Raleigh, North Carolina. But for them, they really remember being in Maine. So we've been here for a little over 7 years. And so for most of their, childhood, they kind of consider themselves Mainers. So it's great for us that we can stay in a place where we feel like we're appreciated, we're loved, we love the place, and just a lot of good people here, just like everywhere else.
So, Coach, making that transition from the women's game to the men's game, what do you feel is going to be the biggest adjustment as you come in to making that switch? Is it going to be on court, off court, a combination of both? Where do you see, maybe running into some issues as far as making that transition?
Well, I hope it's a pretty smooth one, but I think we'll just have to figure those out when they come. I've found that so far, coaching the guys, and I've coached men before. Obviously, I am one, so it's not that big an adjustment. And I think coaching is coaching. I really do. And so, in the time that we've had on the court, and the recruiting that we've done, I haven't really noticed much of a difference, but. I think the biggest thing for me personally will be kind of adjusting to the speed of the game and just in terms of how I'm evaluating talent, making those sort of relative comparisons. I mean, it's really easy to go and watch somebody and say, okay, they're good. It's very difficult to watch somebody and say they're better than someone else. That's those kind of gray areas are often where you can really make a difference as a coach, and I think that's something that's going to take a little bit of time to adjust it.
And Coach, in your recruiting and roster building plan or outlook here, are you going to be more of a high school freshman type, JUCO, grad transfer, or international, even if you want to go that route?
Yeah, we've brought in a lot of international players this year. We have 7 new players coming into the team, and we felt like we wanted to balance out classes. So we have a junior college player who was a 4-year kid, went 4.24, and we have a 4-year transfer from Texas State who will be sitting out for a year. Then we have 3 international qualifiers who played 1 year of junior college, so they all have 3 years of immediate eligibility. And then we have 2 freshmen. One is a 6'9" kid from Canada, from Toronto, who did a prep school year here in Maine. The other is Mr. Basketball from the state of Maine, and Gatorade Player of the Year here. So we've got a lot of international flavor, but we've spread it out in the classes, and all of them have played in the States, and many of them in Maine. So we'll always look at, close to home for players, but Maine's not a place where we're probably going to be able to fill our entire roster. And I've had success on the women's side recruiting internationally. We're not like it was when I was in Texas. There was so much talent in Texas that everybody could eat down there. You had a lot of Division I schools. Even in North Carolina, there were 17 Division I schools. We're the only Division I school up here in Maine, and so we're gonna have to spread out a little bit more. We'll look at Canada, we'll look internationally, and we'll certainly focus on New England too.
Now, Coach, when the team gets on the court, what is it that you want people to notice when they watch your team play this season and beyond? What are some of the things that you want spectators to take away after watching you in action? What are you going to, impress upon your team to represent the school when they go out there on a nightly basis?
Sure. Well, first of all, we want to recruit high-character kids who are good students and who are involved in the community, and so we hope that there's a sense of connection between the players and the crowd, the fans, and that when they're watching them play, they feel like they know the players that are out there. That's first. Second, I think we want to be fundamentally sound. We want to play a game that's pretty to watch. Nice aesthetics. We tend not to dribble the ball a lot. We're the antithesis of the kind of dribble drive offense. We're a team that's going to score off the ball a lot of screening. The ball needs to be a little more quiet, play with 5 people instead of 1. And defensively, we do a lot of different things. Play some man, we'll do some matchup zone. But again, we're trying to be fundamentally sound and help our kids make good decisions. So hopefully our crowd, our fans, can appreciate the quality of basketball that we play and the decision-making that we execute on the floor.
We also have Richard Barron of the Maine Black Bears with John and myself here on the Bossman Show. Now, Coach, in the time you've had on court with the guys in the spring and ability to get on the court with the guys before I was doing the summertime here, up to 2 hours a week, which is a good thing, how do you go about implementing your schemes on court and also the relationships with the guys off the court so you all can be a cohesive unit come the fall time when practice kicks off there?
Yeah, well, we're going to take advantage of the opportunity to go overseas. We'll be going over the Gulf. We'll go down to Costa Rica and play. So that'll give us some extra practice time in August and a chance to play some international teams down there. And I think that'll give us a big head start on that. So that's first. I think you're constantly adjusting. We don't want to be so rigid that we can't figure out the best way for our guys to play and to take advantage of the skill sets that they have. At the same time, I think you have to give them enough framework, that it's not just a hodgepodge. There's got to be some consistency in what you expect every day. So we take our offense and defense. We got to teach big concepts first. We break things down into smaller pieces, whether it's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 sort of actions, both offensively and defensively, and then build it back up again. So that's kind of the way we teach. We do that on a daily basis. There needs to be time every day for fundamentals. It's a lot like, baseball. You've got to practice hitting. You got to get in the cage and swing the bat. Same thing for basketball. We got to get in the gym and shoot. And there's no substitute for practice. So we got to get out there and get reps. We just got to do it in a way that doesn't, overwhelm ourselves and physically. I think we've learned so much about the human body. And back in a few younger years ago, I was running marathons, and I learned a lot about the value of rest. And I think that's important basketball-wise, too. And certainly we're learning a lot from elite-level athletes in terms of how they compete and the value of rest. So we have to make sure that we teach in ways outside just 5-on-5 practice. So if it's film, walkthroughs, things like that, where we can explain things that can sink in without wearing the body completely down.
So, Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit about scheduling, specifically non-conference scheduling. How do you foresee yourself going about that aspect of the job? Are you going to have a specific intent in mind when scheduling your non-conference games? And if so, what is that going to be?
Yeah, definitely have to, scheduling's hard. It's it takes two to tango kind of thing. So you can't just decide this is the schedule we're going to play. Everybody else has to agree to it also. Financially, we try to bring in some guarantee money to help the department as well. So we'll look at playing some competitive games around the country that we can bring in some resources to help the program and the department out. We want to play, as good a teams as we can and try to see how well we can compete. Certainly want to try to raise the profile of the program and the university. So any time that we have an opportunity to play games for major conferences, I think it helps with that and helps us kind of spread the message of what Maine's all about. So it's things that I've had success with doing on the women's side and look forward to doing again on the men's side.
And, Coach, who are some coaches and people who have really had an effect on you personally and professionally to help you get to the point where they're leading the Maine women now leading the Maine men now going forward here?
Yeah, going back, one of my biggest mentors is Terry Holland, who was the coach at Virginia for a long time and also coached and was the AD at Davidson, AD at Virginia and East Carolina. So he's somebody I got to know when I was a teenager and have maintained a relationship with him for a long time. So I'd say he's one of the strongest mentors I have. But there are many others. So I think about a lot of people that I've learned things from over the years. When I was in college, I went around and I'd worked basketball camps. It's not something that people do as much anymore, but I spent my entire summers, driving from one camp to another. And it's amazing how many relationships, you develop over time. And so Tom Perrin, for example, is somebody who I got to know at University of Virginia, was an assistant coach then and is now a sports psychologist, a PhD that works with some of the national teams, NBA teams, works with both men's and women's soccer teams for USA. And, he's somebody who's had a big influence on me and somebody that I can go to as a mentor as well. I really got a treat being at Princeton to kind of get tapped into that family tree. I got to spend time with Pete Carrill, John Thompson, Joe Scott, guys that I really learned a lot about the game from. So Gary Walters was the AD there as well. So a lot of really good basketball minds.
And Coach, one thing that dawned on me as we've been talking here is that you're shifting over from one side to the other. So you're going and you're leaving a vacancy that's been filled on the women's side. Is that what's the dynamic there? I mean, you have typically when you come into a new job, the old coach is gone. Well, you're still there in some capacity because you're on campus. Is that like a strange thing, or is it something that? And I believe the new
Not
coach for the women's team is Amy. Is it Vachon?
Amy Vachon, yeah, and Amy was my assistant and moved up to associate head coach during her time with me. She played at Maine, and she was one of the first people I hired, the person who'd been with me the longest, and have a great relationship with Amy. Really happy for her. She's done a tremendous job. When I got sick and stepped down, she took over, and she just, coached like a rock star and has, continued to do a great job. And so I was very happy to, kind of leave the program in her hands and was really kind of thinking about, what the transition would be for me, where I would go on to coach next, because I didn't want to, come back and kick her out of the job that she had done so well. And they went to the NCAAs this year and won the conference tournament. So tremendous job by her. And I think, having said that, that's, kind of circles back to your first question. What does it mean to me to, have this opportunity? It just means that I really appreciate the fact that people thought enough of me that they wanted me to stick around and try to turn around the men's program.
I hear that, Coach. Well, I think you're going to do a great job up there in Maine. Now, I have an Uncle Dave, who John and I are scared of, who lives in Peabody, Massachusetts. So he's a New England guy through and through, so I definitely have some ties up there. Definitely looking forward to your guys' team. And, Coach, I ask you about Maine because, I'm a Florida guy, Coach. I'm a hot weather dude.
So am
Georgia
I.
dude.
Hey, I was born and raised in Florida, and then
How you deal with
moved
that up
to
there, Coach?
Tennessee
How
in
you deal
middle
with it,
school.
man?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't know. I go down to Orlando and have a hard time now because it's muggy. I don't know how to deal with the humidity that I'm not used to anymore. But my family's from the southeast, and you know what? They're good people everywhere you go. I think Maine's got a southern feel to it in a lot of ways. The big difference is when we get a couple feet of snow. It
Yeah,
doesn't feel like
snow,
the
I don't
South
agree,
End.
Coach.
But
Coach,
but
JR doesn't even leave the house when it's like below 40. He calls in sick that day. That's not his style.
Yeah, well, listen. The biggest thing is our crawdads we measure in pounds. So that's when we have a crawdad boil. It's a lobster boil up here. So, but that's about the biggest difference.
I hear that. Well, Coach Barron, look forward to talking to you again down the road. We enjoyed our conversation with you today, Coach. We'd love to do it with you in the fall before things get kicked off with you. See how the guys have how your trip was overseas Costa Rica, and see how everything going with the fall practice for you, Coach. But thank you again for your time today. We really love it, man.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Hip hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
It's the king.
All right, folks, back on the Bossman Show. Time for this week's listener emails from Holla. Bossmanshow.com. It's Holla, Holla, at bossmanradioshow.com. Holla, Holla, at bossmanradioshow.com. John, these emails this week already look crazy and off the wall, my man. Are you ready to delve into the world of these clowns who write our show every week?
I was until I looked at the names that these people put on the first email out of the gate. So we'll see if I think I'm ready, but we'll find out.
Yes, indeed. We got 3 emails for you. Email number 1, it starts off like this. Oh, it's horrible, John. Glasgow Howard and Sherlink Masonship. I like that one, John.
I don't even know, bro. I got something for you, though.
Sherlink Masonship. My. I have an issue with Date. Date was young. Date was woman. Date was at bar. Date annoyed me. Date ordered appetizer. I ordered appetizer. Even. Right? Trucker. Tricks arose. Date order entree. Raises eyebrow. Alerts inner feelings. Date sends entree back for recookle. Okay. Entree comes. Date eats. My motion wanes. Okay. Date goes to room of rest. Date order entree to go. Date order dessert to go. God, dessert to desert. Date order carbon drink to go. My inner feelings boil. I feel like greeting and fellowshipping was besmirched by Date. Is this proper etiquette? I'm freshly disbanded from old woman. You gentlemen enlighten me. Signed, Colin.
I love how Colin's email, it's got that like C-spot run, feel to it. Like Date was young. Date was woman. It's almost like a Dr. Seuss book, right? Like
Exactly.
Okay, so first of all, Glasgow Howard and Sherlink Masonship sound like two dudes that got signed to a college team from the international squad, right? Like they're international recruits, right? Like when I heard Sherlink Masonship, the name Detlef Schrempf popped into my head. I don't know why. I don't know why. So that's the first name
For
that
me, it
popped
was
in my
William
head.
Shakespeare or Mr.
Right. Something, I don't know. So I don't know where the hell those names came from. Oh, those are the best ones we've had in a while. So I'm not going to go through every single line of this from Colin, but what it sounds like is everything was fine, okay, at the beginning. Like he had a date with a woman. She started to annoy him. She ordered an appetizer, whatever. He ordered an appetizer. That's normal. They get entrees. He says he raises his eyebrow at that because he wasn't expecting her to order an entree because they were at the bar, is what I'm getting. Like they weren't sitting like at a dining table. They
Yeah,
were
it
just
seemed
eating
like
at the bar.
he thought appetizers and drinks was the night.
Right, and that's fair. That's fair. So, but whatever. She orders an entree. She's hungry. Okay, that's cool. Sends it back to get recooked or recookle, as Colin says. I guess like I'm not somebody that'll send something back to the kitchen unless it's really, really undercooked. Like if you send me a piece of chicken and it's not cooked through, then obviously I'm gonna send that back. I eat my beef products fairly rare, so that doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, I'm not really sending anything back unless it's really funktacular. So whatever. And then she goes to the bathroom, comes back and orders an entree to go, a dessert to go, a drink to go. Yeah, dude, my feelings would boil too. Like what? You don't start ordering stuff to go. Like what? This is not. I'm not like taking you grocery shopping after this.
Exactly.
Like, we're just hanging at the bar having a drink. Okay, you want to get an appetizer? Cool. Order an entree? Okay, I guess. But that's why you're supposed to go to Applebee's, right, JR? I mean,
Yeah.
that's why that is the side piece capital of the world. Like, you get the 2 for $20.
Exactly.
And you got to worry about it.
I'm with it.
I don't know. I agree with you, Colin. Like, I agree. You should be a little bit upset. You know, not necessarily at the entree, but everything after that, yeah. Like, if somebody starts ordering stuff to go, like, I wouldn't say anything about it. I'd just be polite and be like, all right, whatever. Do what you got to do. But I definitely wouldn't be calling that chick back for sure. Because it's rude, and she obviously didn't really have any respect for you in that regard. So, you know, yeah, I think you're right. It is not proper etiquette. Is what you asked at the end there, Colin. No, I don't feel that is proper etiquette, JR.
I agree with you both wholeheartedly. She was wrong, and I'm with John. She'll be blocked on everything. She can't call me, text me, because I'm through with you.
Well, this next email's coming up. It's kind of a long one, JR. I don't know, man. You might have trouble with this one, bro. Coming to us from Montel in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
The Meadowlands, ain't he? The Meadowlands.
Meadowlands, yes, sir. So, this is from Montel in East Rutherford. Listener email, JR. Jason and Jeremy. That's us, apparently. Look, geez. I took this... Oh, Jesus. He said, this is not me speaking. I want to clarify. Look, geez, I took this tramp out to TJ Maxx this Friday. We cool or whatever. Chilling for the most. Drinks, afternoon meal and such. Okay, or whatever. We say this is supposed to be supposed. We supposed to heading in the same direction or something. You dig? Went in the wrong direction when the trick tried to order a meal to go, and I said no. Trick threw a margarita on me, and I hit that heifer with the left combo and left the bar. Jesus. Oh my God, this is wild, man. What's wrong with the trick at TJ Maxx Fridays? When these baby carriers get like this, I'm not a bag sucker. Rap with me, JR. Rap with him. Oh, again, that's Montel and East Rutherford. Wow, this is a whole bag of stuff here, JR. Fire away, man.
First of all, you mean TGI Fridays on there, not TJ Maxx Fridays?
At first, I thought he was taking her shopping to TJ Maxx.
I think he means TJ Friday, not quote TJ Maxx Fridays. Okay, I got you. Drinks, afternoon meal, and such. Okay, it sounds cool. We're supposed to go on the same direction or something. I got you. Yeah. Order that meal to go, and I said no. She gonna throw a drink on you. That's messed up. But you hit it with that left, right, left, come left the bar. So you didn't pay. Well, you got. Well, look, John. Look, you got away with the meal for free, obviously. You know.
Yeah.
But TJ, I wouldn't be. Montel, I wouldn't be hitting her with a left, right. If she threw a drink on you, I would have calmly just walked out. Just tap on her, baby.
Yeah, I think he's being a little tongue in cheek, saying that he hit her with a left, right, left combo. I don't think he actually did that, but.
You know, what's wrong with Tricky TJI Fridays? She's a gold digger. She don't respect you. Kind of always somebody told Colin, don't respect you. She was out for a free meal, or extra meal out of you, trying to see if you a sucker, if you a trick. When these baby characters get like this, you mean a woman, my man?
See, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even care if it was approached in a way that was respectful. So if I was in this scenario and the woman said to me, hey, do you mind if I get a meal to go? I gotta, when I go home, I gotta hop on the computer and do a bunch of work. I don't have time to grab something for later tonight, and I don't have any food at home. Do you mind? If they just asked, and said why. Okay, I don't really have a problem with that. But if you're just taking it upon yourself to order a meal to go without even saying anything,
clearing it with me or just going.
And it's not even like a chauvinist type thing, I gotta approve or not. But it's just it's rude to not do that.
It's not a respect. If you present it to me in a certain way, I'd be like, okay, cool. At least you have respect about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, or
just
shoe on the other foot.
What?
Yeah, shoe on the other foot, JR. Shoe on the other foot. If a woman told you, hey, I'm gonna take you out tonight, on my treat because you helped me out do this or that or whatever, and you just started ordering stuff to go left and right, she's gonna think you're a bum, right?
Amen.
Unless you say something like, hey, baby, I gotta go do this type of thing, whatever, later. I'm gonna be really busy. Ain't got no food home. You mind if I order a small burger to go or whatever? She'd probably be like, I don't care. Get whatever you want, just because of the respect factor.
Exactly. So yeah, my man. Look, just don't go out of will no more. Leave her be, and don't be hitting no woman over the. And she don't know drink yet. She was wrong for that. Next time, if you did hit her, you should walk away. In the future, walk away. If a woman on a date with me tripping, I'm walking out.
Yeah, I mean, you never hit a woman. I don't think he did. I think that's just Montel being big in his words here in an email. But listen, you don't ever hit a woman, right? I mean, that's just you ain't no type of man if you're doing that.
Yeah. So Montel, please hope you can do that. Be better this time, brother. Hope that helped you. And last email today, John, is Josh and Ashiel Gonzalez. Ashiel. How you doing, brother? Ashiel. There was a story on social media that went viral about a man named Eric cutting a date short with a lady after she got in a field after he was trying to let her get 3 meals to go after her kids at home on their first date. What are your thoughts on that? Was she wrong or he wrong? Dwayne in the city of Compton, NWA, baby.
Dwayne, I mean, definitely she was wrong. I mean, for sure. I mean, I don't. That's just taking advantage of somebody, okay? That's just taking advantage of somebody. That's all. That's the only way I look at it. Now, it's one thing. I can't imagine being in this position. I mean, when somebody says, "Hey, it's 3 meals to go for my kids at home," well, I mean, if you don't have the wherewithal to have meals at home for your kids, I mean, I'm not saying you can't date, but maybe you should just have the dude come over to the house or whatever. I mean, if you feel that comfortable telling him that your kids aren't eating because you're out on a date and you're trying to get food for them, just be straight up with them. Hey, look, we want you to come over tonight. Bring some groceries. I'll cook you dinner. Have dinner with me and the kids. That's a better way of going about it in my mind. But I don't know, JR. I think it's rude to do something like that, especially you bringing the kids into the mix. Now the dude's gonna feel, guilty because he's not helping you out with the kids, right?
Yup. I'm with you on that, John. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not respectful. Shouldn't do it. The golden rule, ladies. Golden rule. You want to let you want done to you. If you was the one having to pay, would you be cool with this? That's all. It was you.
And why not? Like if that's the situation, like you need to bring food home to the kids, why not just get one meal that can be portioned out for the 3 kids? Why do they all need their own individual meal? Most restaurants provide so much food that a child probably wouldn't be able to finish it anyway.
Exactly. Now, John, what are your take on today's 3 emails on Bossman?
I've never been on a date where this has happened to me. Okay, never. Now I've been on dates where there's been some shenanigans, like, hey, I'm gonna go order like 15 drinks for me and my friends on your tab, type of stuff. But not when it gets to meals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to happy hour with your girl, next thing you know, her friends show up, and you got, $100 tab sitting there because her and her friends are trying to drink off you all night long. I've been down that road, but not with the meals to go tip. I mean, that's a new one on me. But I think Montel was my favorite. Montel wasn't playing, dude.
Yeah, and TJ Maxx Fridays, like, my man, is that like a new restaurant or store I didn't even know about?
Yeah, Montel wasn't playing. Again, I'm going to go back to he threw that extra in there about, throwing and hitting her with the right-left combo. But I think that was just some macho stuff he was saying. I don't think he did that.
He in the middle lanes, too.
Right.
Should be in the middle lane, stripping in the middle lane. So, folks, that was emails. Hope you enjoyed them emails. Again, holla. SmartShow.com. Holla. BossmanShow.com. We are out.
Probeat Productions.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
Folks, back in the Gerald the Bossman Show. We're joined by the head coach of the Cal State Northridge Matadors, Coach Mark Gottfried. Coach Gottfried, how are things out there in Cali, man?
Wonderful. Sunshine every day, so it's all good.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, I know you coached in the Southeast. You've been in Alabama, Murray State, NC State. So how's it feel to go back out to the West Coast where you got you started at UCLA?
Well, it's good. I had a great 7 years at UCLA. I'm familiar with Southern California. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of friends in the business, a lot of just, friends that I was close to when I was there. So it's kind of nice to reunite with everybody and go from there.
And I feel like, Coach, it's a good opportunity for you because, like I said, you coached UCLA for 7 years. You kind of know how the West Coast, you got some relationships out there with high school coaches and of alike. So do you feel like with your connections, your familiarity, this will be an easy transition for you to coach out in the Big West Conference now because you kind of know the landscape already for UCLA a little bit. I know it's a BCS conference, but you kind of know what goes on in the Big West as well.
Well, I think it helps. I think, sometimes coaching, we have a short shelf life at times, and so the quicker you can get integrated, it's better. And the fact that, I was out there, I know a lot of the people in the, high school basketball world, the high school coaches, the AAU coaches, all those kind of guys. I think that's been a boost and a help for us already. We've signed a couple good players. We'll release all that here pretty soon. But, I just think knowing people probably helps you get a little bit of a head start.
You got that right, Coach. Let me ask you, Coach, now, what you've been out west now, will you still look out towards Southeast Atlanta, Florida, New York area, or you kind of want to recruit the region out Southwest, Northwest, kind of get the players out there?
Well, I think that wherever you are, you have to be open to recruit anywhere. Good players are all over the country. I also do think that, there's 600 high schools in Southern California. And, there's a lot of kids there in L.A. and around L.A. and in the state of California. So I think that's got to be the priority first. But at the same time, I think you want to try to, find a good player wherever you may get him. And, I've coached in the SEC and the ACC and the Ohio Valley Conference. I've been all around the country. So I feel like, I know people everywhere, and hopefully those contacts are going to help us get some good players.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, you've been trying to get on the court with those guys a little bit, kind of see what you have for returning to you, and how's that process been going for you?
Well, anytime there's a coaching change, there's always a transition. And, we've worked our guys out, and a couple of the young guys are pretty good. We've got the Big West Freshman of the Year last year, Terrell Gomez, and good little player and really a good shooter. We've got a couple other guys that'll be back. They lost a couple good players too, to graduation. But, we were able to sign some guys. It's a transition from the old staff to the new staff, and so there's always going to be a little bit of turnover there.
And, Coach, now, how do you go about it yourself, trying to build relationships with those guys who are returning? Because you didn't recruit those guys, but you're now their coach. And how do you get them to buy into you and your staff going forward?
Well, I think what you got to do, or what we've tried to do, is spend a lot of time with the returning players. And, they need to develop some trust in us. And, obviously, we just need to get to know each other, I think, the best you can. And I think once that happens, then you got a chance just to build a relationship, and hopefully those guys would want to stay, and they need to get to know our entire staff, and you just kind of go from there.
Now, Coach Godfrey, it has to be good for you and your staff that the NCAA kind of changed the rules a little bit to allow you guys to have more time on court with the guys in the summertime, so you can more implement your style, spend more time with the guys on the floor and off the floor as well.
Yeah, and that's what kids want. Good players want more time with their coaches. Those are good rules that are getting passed. What we don't want as coaches is to be in a position where your players want to be in the gym. They want to work out. They want, you to help them and coach them. It's the biggest difference between, the NBA and college basketball. And I spent this last year at the Mavericks, and, you get to see it firsthand how much players are in the gym and how much coaching they're getting year round. And so for college basketball to move in that direction, I think it's a good thing, because good players want to be coached. They want you to work them out. And so we've had a little bit more time. This summer we're going to get more time, which is great. I think that in the fall, because we want to be in the gym. We want to be in the gym with our players. That's why we do what we do. And I think that's what they want as well.
And, Coach, being with the Mavericks, what are some things you learned from being around that organization, kind of learning about their concepts, how they go about their daily business? You'll take with you now to help you at Cal State now with your new team here.
Well, I think that every different opportunity teaches you a lot, or at least gives you the chance to learn a lot. And I learned a lot this year. Obviously Rick Carlisle, I think, is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Getting to watch him and his staff and how they get prepared for games, what they do in their practices, kind of the way they build their team from the start of training camp. And then, I was also involved in the other side of it, the front office side, where you're getting to see the evaluation of players and how they went about evaluating and how they went about, doing their process the way they did it. So there's always a lot to learn. I thought it was a great experience for me, just to kind of learn and see something a little bit different than I normally have.
Now, Coach, how good is that kid, Den Smith, going to be out there? Because, that guy was amazing. When I saw him a few times this year when I was on the road with the Hawks, I'm like, man, this guy can really play. So how good do you think this guy can be with the Mavs going forward?
Well, I think he's an elite-level guard, and I'm glad that they drafted him. And he had a really good year. And, too, I think for young players, he obviously needs some good players around him. I think for Dennis, they have to do a good job again in the draft this year, which they will. They're probably going to add some free agents in there that might help their team get better. But I thought that this year, he showed him a lot. I think everyone in Dallas is excited about him. He's a terrific young person. So, I just think his future is going to be really, really bright.
Now, Coach, do you foresee yourself playing fast this year or a little bit more open this year because of, where the game is going to, more so spread offenses, five motion, open season out there and defending like crazy? So how you see yourself playing this year based on the personnel that you have so far?
Well, here's the thing you got to remember. Now, there's always a reason sometimes the job is open. And, our team last year, I think out of 351 teams, I think they were something like 340th in scoring. So we were one of the lowest scoring teams in the country. So that's going to change. And we're going to have a team that's going to score a little bit more, get up and down a little bit more, play a little bit more freely offensively. And I think that's going to be a big help for the guys that we have returning and then the guys that we have coming in.
Now, Coach, one more about the NBA question for you. Being around the NBA, Coach, do you kind of see some of them rules like the 20-second shot clock, the advancing the ball in the games? Is that kind of the things you might want to see come down to college basketball to make the game a little more exciting at the end, maybe?
I would love it. I think the NBA. Now you got to remember, it's a little easier. The NBA's got 30 teams. We got 350 in Division I basketball, so it's easier for the NBA to adjust rules, make rules. College basketball, it's so cumbersome. It's so hard. It shouldn't be that hard, but it is. But I would love to see us have the ability to advance the ball at the end of the game. I think that's an amazing rule. I like 6 fouls, in the NBA. I think it keeps your best players in the game. And, that's what people come to watch. I mean, they want to see your best players, and they want to see, they don't want to see a guy get 2 fouls in the first half and he's got to sit for the rest of the half because you're trying to protect him of getting his third in the first half. So those things, there's a lot of them. I think there's a lot of rules in the NBA that are just so much better. And then sometimes college basketball, we get a little stubborn. College basketball says, well, we don't want to be like the NBA. And I would argue that with people, in that I think the NBA, especially right now, and you look at playoff basketball, people are watching. They're watching every night. It's a great product. And so I think we can learn a lot from how the NBA does some things.
Yes, indeed. Because I feel like, Coach, I'm from covering the Hawks so much as I do and being around the Hawks, it's like when I watch a Georgia Tech game or Georgia State game, I'm like, man, we can make this so much better if we use some of those rules that we see at the Hawks to be down here with these guys. Because I'm like, man, it's to me, it's so
much better.
Old school. And it's so old school to me, Coach. I'm like, we need to move forward and progress. We're the only game where we don't have quarters. We don't really advance. So I feel like we need to come together and do what's good for the game and make the game more appealing to more people than just who we're junkies like you and I are,
Well, and I think what happens is exactly what you're saying right there. I think one of the reasons sometimes college basketball doesn't is that they just say in their mind that we don't want to be a copycat. We don't want to do them. But I would argue to say sometimes you need to be, and sometimes you need to make some changes in that regard. Okay, so I'm with you. I agree with you. I think that's the way we need to do it.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, I touched a little out there about my days in OVC, being close to Coach Frankie Allo and TSU. So using the OVC, Coach, I know for me personally, I love seeing you guys play and playing against P. So from using OVC, what was the biggest rivals for Murray State when you played there, and what road arenas you guys love to go in and go in and get you a win in conference play and laugh about it on the bus trip back there at the Murray?
Well, there's great ones all the time. And, I had some great rivalries when I was at Murray State and Tennessee State. We would go down there and the band would be playing and it'd be loud and everybody having fun. And sometimes you miss that a little bit. And then, I was in the SEC. We had great rivalries there. Alabama and Auburn, Alabama, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi State. Those were spectacular. And then North Carolina State, we had some great times. Winning in the Dean Dome is a lot of fun. Winning at Cameron Indoor is a lot of fun. So anyway, I've been able to be a part of a lot of really fun things like that.
Then, Coach, that's what I got for you, Coach. I know it's been real busy for you, recruiting like crazy, having people come to talk to you, and the new coach in town. So what's a typical day like for you, Coach, when you get to the office? You got to do a lot of recruiting calls, a lot of university meetings, meeting with the players and staff. How's your day typically go for you, Coach?
Well, I think when you take a job in college basketball, especially, there's so much to do. And, from academics and figuring out where your players are academically, getting to know the new players. And then you got to spend a lot of time recruiting. And, that's the one thing in the NBA, there's a lot of time evaluating players but, you don't have to recruit them. You just get to pick them or sign them. And, maybe with free agency, you got to recruit them a little bit. But college basketball takes so much more time, every day. And having kids on campus and going through unofficial visits and having kids, understand what your program's about. We have some facility challenges at our place. Our university's getting ready to build a brand new arena and a practice facility, and there's a lot of time spent with that. So anyway, it's a full day every day, and you just got to kind of wake up and say you're going to tackle it and go do it.
Yes, and Coach Godfrey, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Like I said, I've been a fan of yours for years. Good to talk to you. We'll talk to you again in the fall before everything gets going, Coach.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, have a good one, man.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.